Hey, I'm Joseph Cissill. I graduated with class of 2013 from Heritage, and I attended for all 4 years of high school and graduated from Berry College last May. So currently I attend Georgia State University downtown, and specifically law school. Law school, I'd like to become a practicing attorney. At this point, I don't know necessarily exactly what sort of law I want to do, but I have an interest in tax law or possibly real estate law because I majored in economics and sort of have that bent naturally. Heritage was huge for me in terms of preparing me for time management. I think one of the big things was getting that assignment sheet every week and having to figure out how I'm going to get through all of these things on my own and really without necessarily a teacher bearing down on me. I really like the freedom that allowed, and I think that taught really good time management skills, so that once I got to college, it was relatively straightforward for me to be self-sufficient and manage my schedule and be on top of things. I really credit Heritage with helping me sort of in that area. Yeah, Heritage definitely contributed to my interest in becoming an attorney. Particularly, I think it was sophomore year, we had formal debate, and I really enjoyed that. I don't necessarily want to become a prosecutor or an attorney that stands in front of a courtroom every day, but I love that process of compiling information and assimilating information and then making arguments with that and actually doing something with it. That whole process sort of fascinated me and definitely contributed significantly to my interest in becoming an attorney now. Seeing Mr. Mintz, I'm blessed with great role models within my family, but seeing Mr. Mintz and his heart for students and for really impacting students holistically in terms of their heart and their mind and their walk with Christ, but also with education that's really going to prepare them for life and prepare them for the future and prepare them for the world. I think seeing that leadership in him and seeing his heart for the students really impacted me personally and definitely strengthened my walk with Christ throughout high school. Which was something that I really needed going into college and really served me well. The first thing that pops into my mind, without a question, is the resurrection with Mr. Mintz. Seeing, I was just talking about him being such a role model, and he's such a wonderful, upstanding guy. But seeing him really, I guess, sort of take on a less formal approach and lay down on a table and quote scripture and then rise from the table as though Jesus were risen from the tomb was both impactful and just really entertaining for me, and that's definitely one of my favorite memories. I would definitely say, this is a great time in your life to double down on your walk with Christ and completely devote your life to Him. I think as you get to college, you're going to meet all sorts of people. You're going to get pulled in a million different directions, and really devoting your life to Christ will keep you humble, and if you do your work as unto Him, you'll continue doing great work, you'll continue doing great things, and I think that will really prepare you for life. I know that prepared me for life, that prepared me for college, and I definitely credit Heritage with helping me in that regard. I think in terms of going to law school, even though it was a few years in the past being in high school, Heritage really prepared me in the sense that it encouraged me to think, it encouraged me to assimilate ideas, it encouraged me to back up most everything I say with citations and with facts, and it really encouraged me to dig deeper into subject matter and try to master it. And as I'm pursuing legal education now, I think that's been really critical just in my own personal development and in the classroom at law school, and helping me to assimilate ideas and helping me to make arguments and helping me to achieve the kind of academic performance that I want to achieve. Mrs. Piercy in particular for encouraging me to do little productions that we put on in high school, even when I didn't necessarily find myself inclined toward that. She really pushed me out of my comfort zone and encouraged me to develop the ability to speak publicly. And the curriculum also did that as well, just with calling on students and encouraging students to speak up and to ask lots of questions in class, and forcing us, perhaps, when we didn't necessarily want to be most forthcoming with our speech. But I think Heritage definitely pushed me outside of my shell and it encouraged me to develop speaking skills that I carry with me today, that I use in the law school classroom on a day-to-day basis when I get called on and when I have to answer things. And I think that was a lot really that just encouraged my personal growth. My favorite literature book. It doesn't count as a literature book. I loved Economics in One Lesson, Henry Hazlitt, but I went on to become an econ major, so go figure, right? So one of my favorite literature pieces at Heritage was Macbeth, and I still remember a little snippet that we had to memorize for it. And I distinctly remember at the time, I said it, I gave it, Mr. Mintz said, "Great, but you gave it in some weird British English accent, so I'm gonna try to fix that." Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.